He's a successful award-winning actor, producer, New York Times best-selling author whose unique career bridges the worlds of entertainment, spirituality, and personal development. He's also starring in a new film, Soul on Fire, based on the life and experience of John O'Leary, who suffered horrific burns in a terrible fire. Through his battle to survive, O'Leary discovers what it means to truly live. Here to tell us about it all is our pal, DeVon Franklin. DeVon, thanks for being here. And as we were talking about before we came on, you also have that fantastic Ruth and Boaz on Netflix that you produced, which I want people to take a peek at. But Soul on Fire is what we're talking about now. John O'Leary, the subject of the movie, he was burned over 100% of his body in this fire. An accident at his parents' St. Louis home about 40 years ago. How did you come to be a part of this movie?
You know, Raymond, it's good to see you as always. Thanks for having me back. Sure. You know, I became a part of this film. I know Sean McNamara, who's the director. Yep. And one day he texted me and said, hey, I'd love for you to be in this movie. And along with sending me a script, he sent me a personalized video from the real John O'Leary. And in that video, John O'Leary was expressing to me, you know, why he wanted me to play Nurse Roy, why he thought I would be good for that part. And Nurse Roy is the real nurse that helped rehabilitate John when he was 9 years old after he had gotten burned. And when I read the script and I watched the video from John O'Leary, I just knew that I had to be a part of this film. It's such an uplifting story. It's such a family film. And I was really, really just honored that they would think of me and consider me to help bring John's story to life.
DeVon, I want to give folks a taste of Soul on Fire. Here's a little clip. This is John's mom speaking to him before he's wheeled into surgery, right after he's burned. Watch.
You're going to have to fight like you've never fought before, and take God's hand and walk with him. And Daddy and I are going to be with you every step of the way.
DeVon, as you mentioned, you play Nurse Roy in the movie. How did you prepare for the role? You met with the real Nurse Roy, I assume.
Well, actually, the real Nurse Roy is, I mean, he's truly a servant in that he doesn't want any publicity. He does, it's like he did what he did for John just because that's what he did. So, you know, even, you know, I attempted to reach out to him, but he just said, you know, I don't want to, you know, he doesn't want the spotlight. So what I did was I did a lot of research with other nurses in burn units and really talked to them and to get a better idea of what goes into caring for a burn patient. I read books, you know, about burn units and burn patients to really understand. And one of the things that I discovered through that research is that when you have the type of burns that John O'Leary had when he was 9 years old, that any sort of movement is extremely painful. And that was really important to know, so that as I, you know, played the part, I could really, dealing with young John, deal with him with a lot of care and still understand that I had to put him through some pain in order for him to not experience the pain of never walking again. So preparing for the role was great, and I really had the opportunity to better understand what goes into, you know, caring for patients like this.
DeVon, family really is at the center of this movie. John's appreciation for his brother, his four sisters, who ultimately saved his life. There's a unique bond with his dad. How was John's family key to his recovery?
You know, John's family was key to his recovery in the way that so many of our families are key to our recovery when we go through things. They surrounded him. They loved him. They cared for him. They were compassionate with him. And, dare I say, they were even tough with him. There's a scene in the movie when John comes home from the hospital and he is, you know, on the road to recovery, and he sits down to eat. And if you've seen the film or you've seen the trailer, like, you know, he isn't able to use his hands because the burn has really affected his ability to use his hands. And his sister goes to help him eat, and the mother says no. And she stops the sister from helping him, and the mother makes him learn to eat by himself. In that particular meal, it took him hours to learn. And some may say, oh, well, that was really tough. But what did it do? It helped prepare him for life. So today, John can, you know, use his hands to eat, to drive, to get dressed, and do all the things that anyone else can do, and that would have never happened if it wasn't for his family that gave him love, but also tough love.
Yeah, and faith is also a key component here. In the movie, the O'Leary family is seen praying grace before meals. His mom and dad pray at the hospital chapel later in the film. John and Beth's wedding was shot at the Shrine of St. Joseph in downtown St. Louis. John's wife, Beth O'Leary, was a former occupational therapist. She's also an essential part of this story. How was her support central to John?
She used to be a contractor.
It was, I mean, I think, you know, John would say that, you know, without her support, he wouldn't be where he is and being able to do the things that he's able to do. You know, when you look at how she loved him, you know, there's a beautiful scene in the movie, you know, that when they get married and John O'Leary, you know, takes off his shirt and he wants to turn off the light because of his scars. And she says, no. You know, your scars are you, and I love you, and I love your scars. And she kisses her scars. And so I think, you know, her support is just everything. And I think when you see their love on screen, it's just reminded that it reminds us that love is one of the most powerful forces, if not the most powerful force in the universe. Yeah. And when we give that to one another, that's when the miracles happen.
Yeah, and it really is a story of redemption through pain, through suffering. I mean, that's really at the heart of Soul of Fire. What do you want audiences to take away from the film and your performance in it?
Yeah, you know, I want audiences, first of all, I want, you know, audiences to go to theaters to see this movie. This movie, Soul on Fire, will be in theaters nationwide October 10th. And I want audiences to take their entire family. This is the type of movie you can watch with the youngest all the way to the oldest. You don't have to cover eyes. You don't have to cover ears. Everybody wants Hollywood to make more uplifting films, where here it is. Soul on Fire is that film. It is one of the most uplifting films of the year. So I would encourage any family to go see it. You are going to enjoy it. And I would love for people to get from my performance of Nurse Roy the power of compassion. Doing for others what they may not be able to do for themselves, and being of service. Those are the two things that I would love people to take from my performance, because of what Nurse Roy did for young John O'Leary. John O'Leary then had a fighting chance to become the man that he's become. And so often, unsung heroes in our life, the angels in our life, don't always get their just due. But my hope is anyone seeing this film would look at the angel of Nurse Roy and the role he played, and make the decision to become more compassionate and to become, you know, more loving.
DeVon, we will leave it there. Soul on Fire, directed by Sean McNamara, starring DeVon Franklin, John Corbett, William H. Macy, is now in theaters. For showtimes and tickets in your area, check your local listings or visit soulonfiremovie.com. Thank you, DeVon. See you soon.
Thanks, Raymond. Good to see you.